Welcome to the Arizona Wildcats Show, brought to you by Fry's Food Stores. Arizona football coach RichRod met with the media on Friday and discussed defensive progress and recruiting. Here's what he had to say.
So you obviously picked Marcel to be your defensive coordinator. You interviewed him, met him. Now that you've had a chance to work with him for a while or observe him on the practice field, what do you make of his coaching style, his demeanor, etc.?
I think we got a nice mix over there. I think, we got, I always tell the guys, a coach for personality. If you're a loud and kind of an exuberant kind of guy, then be that. That's who you are. If you're more reserved, then be that. I think players can see through if you're not being real. But I like our mix on our staff, offense and defense. In defense, we have some guys a little louder, got a lot of energy. Marcel's a very sound teacher. I think he's got a lot of confidence in what we're doing, who we're doing it with. And it's been a good mix so far. We got a lot of work to do, and the biggest thing is getting those players ready to play and raising our level of recruiting too, which I think we're going to do, and you'll see that this year.
How much does the focus now turn to recruiting now that you're done with
a lot of it? And that's one reason. The other reason we started early is so before the guys go out to junior evaluations in mid-April, we'll have a good 2.5 weeks to get a plan for that. And we already have a somewhat of a plan, but we're going to have a better plan here in 2.5 weeks.
What went into the decision to bring Chris Singletary on his staff? I know you have familiarity with him.
Yeah, I worked with Chris. I thought he did a great job in Michigan. I needed another guy, like Matt Dudek, that would help me line up in recruiting. And again, our focus has always been on recruiting at some point, but it's been a challenge. And our facilities have gotten better. We got a great thing to sell, but you still got to be able to contact these guys and be able to get them on campus. And we've seen the results just having another guy, like having two Matts, so to speak. We've had more guys visit unofficially, and that's what we have to do. Unofficial visits are the key now. Official visits are way overrated nowadays because they've already decided. Unofficial visits are the key, and we've got a bunch of unofficial visits today. There's probably 10 to 12 offer guys. So it's we're seeing the results of it already.
Does having Dudek and Singletary, hosting visits and stuff like that, does that make it easier for them to focus on the guys individually and maybe?
Well, I don't know about that so much. It helps the organization because our scouting recruiting department has grown, and I think it's got to continue to grow. I think our challenge here, as I've always said, is getting them on campus, and everybody's got a role, whether it's a coach or an off-field guy or even the interns. They all have a role in recruiting. And, I think, I like the personalities that we have doing it, and I think it's going to show in our next few recruiting classes.
So how much can guys coming in over the summer impact the overall picture once you get back to it?
Well, we do have a handful of freshmen and transfers coming in. We got a handful of really good walk-ons. This will be the best group of walk-ons as a group and a team that I've ever had. And so our team will be better. We'll be better when we get a few guys healthy. And so we'll look a little different in the 1st of August and when school starts than we do right now. We'll be a little bit more athletic, but we still got a lot of unknowns. So until they play in a game and win some games for us, I don't know for sure.
We heard that Jared Baker ran in the 4.3s in his 40 yesterday.
I don't know exactly what it was. He was the fastest guy. I know one was at least 4.4 flat because I was standing there looking at the watch when he ran it. And I thought he'd be the fastest guy. He's in great shape. So he may have ran well enough to get somebody to at least get him in camp. I think they should because he's a really good player and a great kid.
So Jake Matthews suffered a foot injury pretty late in the season last year, hasn't been able to participate in spring. Is a timetable for him start of training camp? Do you know?
I knew you couldn't go 15 minutes without an in-depth injury question. Like I said, I went straight from getting my PE degree to getting a master's in safety. I did not go to med school. I had kinesiology. I can't tell you a damn thing I had in that class, even though I had a good teacher because it was just too hard. But I made an A in it, I think, or B, maybe a C. But to answer your question, I have no idea. Hell, when they start calling me Doc, it's because they're being a smart ass, not because I know what the hell I'm talking about. So, what was the answer? What was your question?
I don't even remember.
No, me either. That's good. I'm pulling a political move on you. I'm not mentioning any names.
One last thing, you had alluded to doing more scrimmaging today. Did you do that?
I did. Yeah, but it wasn't a lot. I think we normally would go maybe 15 minutes, and today we went about 25. And some of it was good, and some of it was like a pillow fight. So I wasn't all displeased with it, but we got a little work to do. But I don't want to beat people up right here in the last day and all that. But we got to get physical, and more physical than we have been. But I think we will in August.
Try this matchup: low prices and faster checkout. You can count on it at Fry's.